Let's see if anyone jumps on. I'm going to go on my phone to share it on my personal page. All right. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. If you're tuning in, let me know. Feel free to share this if you like. This morning, if you don't know me, I'm Ha with Happy Strong You. Been doing these live chats, these friendly live chats, getting people that I either know or don't know, that I connect either Facebook or maybe through IG or through TikTok. I might just bring them on board just to kind of have some live social interaction and chat, and especially with people within the Jiu-Jitsu community. So this morning, we have my other Hick Asian chick sister online, and I appreciate you just jumping on with me. Actually, kind of a last minute thing because I'm supposed to have someone else and work called in. And so that's just going to be part of life. I say work is kind of important right now. So go to work.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have Opoku on this morning. Opoku has a question already. He goes off the bat. Yeah. Off the bat, I got a question about that haircut.
So, oh man, what's the question?
What's the question, Opoku? Yeah, it's a rad haircut, I think. So
yeah, thank you.
Is it is it easy to manage?
Yeah, it's not that bad. So I kind of always wanted to try a mohawk. It's kind of long, but both sides done. My sister kind of cut it. I actually I woke her up from a nap and I had a chunk of hair in my hand. I was like, I cut a chunk of my hair. I'm like, you have to fix it. So she kind of shaved it off for me.
So I figure it's an easy DIY haircut, especially during these times.
Yeah, I was honestly afraid I was going to hate it, but figured why not? It's quarantine, nobody's going to see me, so.
Cool. And Poku, say, how did it come about?
How did it come about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So honestly, I had like probably like long hair like down to here, and I just shaved like a little strip off the side, like maybe like, where's my hand at? Maybe like that wide. It just kind of got bigger over the past couple years, and now a lot of it's gone.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I can get away with something like that, but makes you looks like a badass for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because you can kind of cover both sides. Like I can still kind of, look normal. So
it's all good. Hey, it's like competition, easy competition here, I think.
Absolutely. It won't get stepped on, pulled out as easily.
So tell me, I don't know you very much other than just kind of being online. So tell us about yourself, age, belt level, academy, who belted you.
Okay, so I am 32 years old. I'm a purple belt. I've been training for 10 years. I definitely took some time off here and there. Life happens. And I am currently training at Leverage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Cortland.
Okay.
And that's in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, that was my next question. And so 10 years ago, that's pretty cool. As far as, so what made you start jiu-jitsu? How'd you get into that?
So I actually, I wrestled in high school a very long time ago.
Nice.
And I didn't do any other sports. Like I'm not really athletic besides that. And my husband brought me a flyer home one day. He was like, I saw this guy in a martial arts uniform outside of a movie theater. And he's like, I thought you would like this. So I, went and tried it out with a friend, and it wasn't for her, but I ended up loving it. It was really similar to wrestling. And, I just loved it from day one, honestly.
Now back up. You said you were trying to do martial arts for a movie theater? You're like,
oh no. So my husband saw a guy in a martial arts uniform outside of a movie theater.
Gotcha. I was like, you're in theatrics? Something?
No, not at all.
I was like, secret talent I don't know about or something like that. So, Kareen, we have the other Asian person online. I love the hair. She is
Thank you.
Out in Texas. And then we have some question. How are things opening up over there? Actually, not in Portland. She's in Ohio.
Yeah, it's Cortland with a C. As far as Ohio, things are kind of starting to open up. Some of the stores are opening up a little bit. I know Portland is a much more highly populated area than where I'm at, so I'm really not sure about over there. But
yeah, gotcha. And we do have a little story. I don't know if you can see this. So Chelsea sent me this picture. It's like, I have this jiu-jitsu story about breaking my toilet seat. So I don't know if any of you all can see that toilet seat. So, but tell us a little bit about that story.
Yeah, it's actually a super short story, but it really wrecked my toilet seat. So I'm short. I'm 5'3", and I have a mirror hanging on my door in my bedroom. But I had gotten a new rash guard. I think it was a Stranger Things rash guard. I don't know if you've watched the show before.
Oh, that is my favorite show. I think you're just earning me almost like a best friend right now.
I've seen it 8 times. I love it so much.
So you got a Stranger Things rash guard. I think I need to get one of those.
Yeah, it says Strangle Things on it. It's like I love it. I love it so much. But I was so excited to wear it, and I wanted to see if it was the same color black as my spats. I usually don't match my jiu-jitsu gear. I don't care. But I was super excited, so I went in the bathroom and climbed on the toilet seat to look at myself in the mirror, and it just cracked. My foot went right down. I mean, luckily I just had some scrapes and stuff, but my husband was pretty mad.
Did you replace it already?
Yeah, it's been replaced with a much sturdier toilet seat. I can stand on it without it breaking. That was a priority. So
that's funny. So do you have, looks like, I know you have some animals. Do you have any kids?
I don't have any kids.
Just fur babies?
Yep, a lot of them.
So talk about your fur babies. What all do you have?
So we have chickens right now. I do have a turkey that survived Thanksgiving.
Did you see my TikTok turkey video?
I did. I loved it. I love turkey so much.
That's funny. Yeah, I was just cooking and prepping a turkey, and all of a sudden my husband goes, "Look!" He looked out the window. There's a turkey outside. I'm like, "Nuh-uh, not when I'm cooking turkey." So, but yeah, you have nice. You have a turkey, okay?
Yeah, I do have a turkey. I tried to round him up this morning, but he's wandering around. We have some geese. They actually just had babies, so they're extra aggressive right now.
Okay.
We did quail last year. I'm not doing quail this year, but I do have a potbelly pig, some chickens. I started my venture into goats this year, and then some dogs and cats. So some domestic friends too.
Nice. Do you have any ghosts that you like to share?
I do actually. Yeah, they're hanging out in the living room. I'm gonna go grab some of them.
Yep. While she's grabbing. Hope everyone's doing well.
Come on. Oh, hello. You want to come first?
Oh. Now, do you name your goats?
I did. So they kind of have wild names. This is Aziraphale. It's out of a book that we love. It's a fictional angel. It's easy, guys.
Oh, now you have a dog too. You have cats and dogs.
Yeah, I think they're a little jealous.
Okay, nice.
Easy, bud. And where's the
cool.
Everybody? Easy. Come here. Oh, so heavy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there we go.
Hi. Can you say hi? Who are you?
This is Basil.
I'm sorry.
He really enjoys eating hair.
Gotcha.
We do have some animal crackers.
Uh-oh. I feel like on one of those wild animal shows,
The other goat's actually on the table on the other side right now. He's on the dining room table. It's already getting a little wild.
So if we get disconnected, that's the very reason. Goofy goats. So those there's a reason why those we kind of live out in the country because they're like therapy for us.
Yeah, so you have chickens. What else do you have? I saw the goats on your TikTok video.
Well, we have a goat, and of course, over our neighbor, we get to pet our horses, neighbor horse and goat over there.
Awesome. I love horses.
And then we have 12 chicks, actually 14 chickens. We got 12 chicks, baby chicks, teenage chicks about over 2 months ago. And we had we had like 2 adult chickens before that. So yeah.
So have you always lived in the country?
No, I am a city girl. And about 10 years ago, my husband decided to move out in the country because he wanted to live out in the country. So with him, I kind of had no choice. So I was like, well, let's go ahead and move out in the country. So, but now I grew to love it. So that is good.
Now I'm picking your sister.
I'm going to skip through a few questions. We do have a question. I don't know if E came from Australia is.
Oh, hello.
I think it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. out there. She's watching, just FYI. So.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
I'm not sure if you can tour us around because I know it's kind of crazy over there. What's your favorite place to go to?
So if I can do a tour of here or my favorite place to go are those 2 separate questions.
I think around here in your at your place, favorite place to go to.
Yeah, I could actually. It stopped raining, so we could definitely take a little tour outside.
Oh wow, yeah! If you can give us a virtual tour, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, my favorite place to go. So I actually did a study abroad in Uganda, and it is like probably my most favorite country in the entire world. Like I really, really loved it. I love the people there. I love the culture. It definitely like changed my views on a lot of things.
Nice. Yeah, she's gonna fix it looks like she's able to do a virtual tour before the goat jumps out. What kind of dog do you have?
So I have a Turkish Kangol, and then I have a Doberman as well.
Nice. Oh, that Turkish Kangol. I'm glad you asked, Opoku. My goodness, that needs to be your grappling partner. It's huge. It's like bigger than you.
Opoku, you need one.
I was like, that's your new grappling partner for sure. I was like, I asked you yesterday. It's like, I'm like, how do you do you take a loan out to feed that dog? And what was your response? You said, if it's
I said I feed her bad training partners.
I was like, what's one way to save money for sure?
Yeah, any arms that I take off.
Kareen's like, we're so jelly. On there. He has a 1-year-old son. He's like 10 animals in one. So good to have animals.
1-year-old is such a good age though. They're so fun at 1.
Yes. Just enjoy before they hit the terrible 2, I heard.
Yeah.
On there. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you don't mind, wherever you want to take us to see some of the animals that you may have.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit muddy out. The barn's not that tidy, but you know, it's a barn. So here's one of the dogs of Poku.
What's up? Oh, he's got the dopey. He's dope, Doberman.
So I don't know if you guys are Harry Potter fans, but I'm a huge nerd. So I did teach my dog some Harry Potter tricks, and he might be able to do it because his one trick is right behind me. So let me see if I can move the goats.
Okay.
If they don't jump on the table. Come on, guys. Let's see if we can get this in the camera. Here, bud. Trixie, here. Come here. See? Sweet. On you. Here, ready? Lumos. Use the light switch here. Lumos. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, there's a goat in the camera. What's up? Did I lose you? Might have lost you. Oh, there we go.
No, I removed myself off the screen.
Oh.
So they can see you on there. So I'm going to temporarily take my face off if that's okay.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. We got to get the barn boots on. It's a little dark for a second. Let's see who we can find outside today. Definitely flip around so you guys can see the goats running. Baby goats running is the cutest thing in the world if you haven't seen it before. Wrangle the dogs inside.
Yeah.
Come on. Out. Come on, goats. Come on.
We got
Yeah, she weighs 120 pounds. Come on, guys. Come on. And she's only a year old, so she has a lot of filling out to do still. Come on, gang. Let's go.
you got some awesome goats. That's a nice area. That
Yeah,
120
thank you.
the 120 pounds is almost heavier than me.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually compete at 115, so she's definitely the right size for training. Come on, guys, you gotta run. Come on. Come on. Oh, Jazzy, where are you at? It's so hard to find other girls my size, so it's always super exciting when I find someone my size.
So how much land do you have? That's a beautiful acreage you have out there.
Oh, thank you. I think we have about, back here is 48 wooded. There's a couple fields. And then the front's about 5 acres.
Nice. So you just maintain, I assume you just maintain like the 5 acres.
We have the geese out there. Yeah. Oh, there's the turkey. Okay. I don't know if I'll lose connection. My phone likes to switch between the Wi-Fi and the data, which is fine, but it might hiccup.
Okay. I love the so Poku, it's buying.
Oh, Seattle, that's so far, but I would really love to visit Seattle. All right, here's the turkey. The goats might get mad. They love jumping on things. Goat jiu-jitsu instead of goat yoga. Hey, buddy.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
when you're
beautiful.
115, you pretty much get everybody except 115s.
That's a big turkey.
Yeah,
what were you saying? I think we might have lost her.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, you're kind of breaking in and out a little bit.
Here, let's try this. It might take up for a second. Yeah, it is. It finally stopped being cold here at Poku. More babies. Do you have the chickens over here? Say good morning, ladies. Oh, huh. I don't know if you have guinea fowl, but we have guinea fowl, and they're super noisy.
Yeah, we have. We used to have guineas, but when our first batch of chicken, so we ended up going to Singapore and Bali, and
oh wow,
Japan and Thailand for like 3 weeks. And we went on an Asian trip, And so we asked our neighbors to watch our chickens, but unfortunately, the door on the latch didn't completely shut, and so we lost our first batch of chickens and guineas from that. So,
oh man, that's rough.
but I do have an old video of 2 of our guineas. So we have a big chicken coop, and our guineas would use the top of the roof as slides. They discovered the top of the roof as slides. It was just funny watching them fly up and then slide back down, because they can't fly very far on there. So
no, they really can't. They're such weird animals too.
No, yeah, but they get rid of certain pests and stuff, snakes and scares.
They do
on there. You guys have to never go to the grocery store. For the most part, no, but yeah. Now, we don't have that. Those aren't like meat goats.
Well, gardeners, so there's no vegetables if I didn't go.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't quite catch up to the geese, but those are the geese.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we did do meat chickens. Oh, I don't know if I'll do that again, but Veppel. So Veppels,
do you watch that?
I kind of treat Veppels the same way that I treat myself. Sorry?
No, it reminds me of that show, that vet show that has all these that treats all these farm animals. I couldn't remember what his name was, but my husband sometimes watches that show on there. But what were you saying about the vet bills? Oh
yeah. So I think vet bills. We don't have a lot of vet bills because I do try to be preventative. And keep up on their health and make sure that they have a good diet. My degree's in nutrition, so I do try to read up on animal nutrition as much as I can too, and try to keep them healthy.
Nice, awesome. Cool. Yeah, that's the other question is, how do you maintain your health? Because our past, what was it? Opoku asked about how do you stay in great shape, and what do you do besides jiu-jitsu, yoga, diet?
Opoku, I will show you my secret diet. Yeah, I did a little bit of yoga, not too much yoga, but really just jiu-jitsu. I hate running. It's kind of far for me to drive to do any lifting. We'll just follow the goats backwards.
The farm keeps us in shape. Actually, I discovered our chicken feed bag that we have. I have rice bags. You have those heavy rice bags. For me, I forgot to ask you, what nationality are you?
Korean, and I actually don't know what nationality you are. You think I would, know from watching all the videos, but
I'm white. No, Vietnamese.
Okay.
If you ask my husband, he goes, "You're white. You're not Vietnamese." I'm like, okay.
Well, come on, guys. Come on, goats.
No,
I'm gonna leave you.
So, rice bags. I've been using rice bags, like those 20-pound rice bags to carry as lifting weights.
Yeah.
I squat with those sometimes, like heavy bodies. And then chicken feed. Those chicken feed bags, there's like 15-pound chicken feeds that we have. I've been kicking those. I've been using them as kicking bags and punching bags. So
that's a really good idea. I actually haven't done that. I use them instead of a heavy bag like on the ground, but I haven't actually kicked it, so I would probably break it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
I
just kick it just enough where I don't break it.
So, do you do any stand up or Muay Thai or striking?
Before I did jiu-jitsu, I did Taekwondo. It's the martial arts that was founded by Bruce Lee. So I did that for the first 5 years, and then it's kind of off and on, and I still kind of maintain on my own some moves and stuff like that. So I did that type of striking, and then of course jiu-jitsu on that. So
okay, so I did not a whole lot of like Muay Thai or anything.
I did a little bit of Muay Thai, but not really thoroughly. No, on that. So how about you?
I tried it for a little bit and I don't understand it. It doesn't click the same way as jiu-jitsu.
I hear you on that. So Jazzy from Seattle asked, how big is your property? It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. The total acreage is 50 acres. The front is 5 and the back is about 45-ish. We don't really use the back though.
Yep. Nice. Do you have a pond?
I do have a pond actually. It's
There's
really messy right now. Yeah, there is fishing there. I actually really love fishing. Not great at it, but I like it.
Nice. What kind of fish do you throw in there? Because we talked about having a pond at our place.
Oh, you could get ducks and geese. We just have smallmouth bass in it and some bluegill, and that's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. How big is your pond? Because I know that kind of dries out the depth.
I don't know actually.
It's all good. Sometimes I don't know. I have to ask my husband. Someone, who was it? Christine Cole asked me about chickens yesterday. I was like, let me ask my husband. I have no idea. He's a country guy. I'm just part of it. Let's see. Hiding the Asian secrets of staying young. I say you have to live out in the country, have goats, chickens.
Absolutely.
That's the secret on there. Cool. Yeah. Karate.
Oh, Apoku, here's my secret diet. Here's the trick to staying young. I'm sure Hal will agree. It is the Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints. I think those are the best. I've had about 10 boxes of these, so
okay. So here's the deal.
And some of those.
If I had to get Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints would be my favorite flavor. I haven't had Girl Scout cookies in a while, but I was telling Chelsea the other day, because my husband, he's been buying stuff for foods, processed foods, because for longer shelf life. And so we have all these bad junk food around the house. And I'm like, for the past month, I haven't been eating all great. So I was like, but yesterday, you'd be proud of me. I told him, I discovered an old pic of myself, what it looked like. And so it triggered me. I was like, you know what? I need to get back on track and get back to looking like that again. So I didn't, I told myself, let's go on a 24-hour fast, which if I eat a little bit, that's fine. But my goal was to go on a 24-hour fast yesterday, which I ended up just eating a little bit of something, which is like, had like avocado and apples and a little bit of eggs. And then a little bit of, some people may hate this, but I get my omegas from like either canned salmon or sardines. So I had sardines yesterday.
Yeah,
so
that's a pass for me.
Yeah, so that's all I had. And I was like proud of myself. I was like, okay, no junk food. So I'm going to be on day 2. So I looked at myself. I was like, I need to jump on. So if any of you guys need some sort of motivation, find an old pic of your better self and have that image on your phone or wherever you need it as a motivator. So that's just helped me on that. So Caramel delights his words.
See, you're getting there. You just got to eat more of them.
So, but yeah, we'll definitely, the quarantine times, there's got to be some kindness, of course, some balance on that for sure. So talk about, thank you for taking us on a wild animal live tour. Appreciate that. Yeah. So talk about your competition days. I think I saw an image that you did Fight to Win.
I did. I only did one Fight to Win. I'd really like to do another one, definitely. So I really hate competing. I despise it, but I have a friend, the girl I referred to you actually, Darla, and she is a sports psychologist, and she did like a little seminar at a women's group that we had recently, and it kind of changed the way that I think I'm going to approach competing, and I think it might be something that I'll definitely revisit.
Oh, actually, I'm glad you brought her up because I haven't messaged her yet, but she's on my radar to message, so I appreciate you referring me to contact her. Definitely. So yeah, if you can get some sort of mental coach, that would be helpful for sure on that. So tell us about your, so when did you start competing? What's like your first competition, and what all have you competed in?
So my first competition was about 6 months after I started training, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Arnold's Classic. I think it's the biggest sports festival. So it's actually like 2.5 hours away from me, so it's really close. And it was something that I thought that I would, set as a big goal for myself, and I ended up doing it, and I did really, really enjoy it.
Nice. Yes, Fight to Win is doing Dallas, Texas right now for sure. Yeah, I think they had one. I don't have Flow Grappling, but I believe they had one last weekend for sure. So I'm sure.
Yeah, I saw that they were doing Dallas and Houston.
Yeah. Ekane from Australia, thank you for the tour. Thank you for tuning in and chatting with us on that.
Yeah.
Cool. On that. So what would you say like is the hardest thing you had to overcome within jiu-jitsu or in life?
Oh man. Jiu-jitsu, I don't know. I think daily, being small is definitely a very big struggle. Unless I'm working with like the teenagers or the kids, I am always the smallest person in the room. But I actually have a really, really great coach. I believe he's about 135 pounds. So he's, he has a really great style for smaller people. He's been really helpful with that and helping me kind of figure out how to work with different body types. There's, always something new to learn with jiu-jitsu, and that's what I really love about it. It's like, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it for, you're always learning.
Nice. So what is your game like? Describe your game.
A lot of spider guard. I love spider guard, and we come from a gym that's very big on leg locks, so I absolutely love heel hooking.
That's a nice combination on there. So the deadly combination, catch him in the spider guard and heel hook him.
I can't armbar to save my life, but I can heel hook all day long. So just give me your legs.
Yeah. Eventually, like I didn't start consistently catching arm bars till like towards the end of my purple belt. So yeah, it's sometimes everyone progress differently, and when they're finding stuff, because you're starting to make those connections and transitions in your moves. Mm-hmm. Who has been your toughest opponent?
My toughest opponent, as far as competing Opoku or like everyday training?
Let's see. I guess maybe both. Answer both. So
competing, I've only competed, I want to say maybe 10 times. I try to compete once a year. That's something I definitely want to change as soon as things, start opening up and we're allowed to compete again. Toughest opponent. Probably Anna Burdett. She actually recently passed away last year due to cancer. She was a very, very wonderful person. Really great, strong figure in women's jiu-jitsu around here. I believe she was from West Virginia. And we competed at a blue belt level, and she tapped me out with it wasn't a triangle, but both of her legs were like on either side of my neck, and she just had really, really strong legs. She was the same size as me, but she just completely crushed me. It was like 10 seconds. So
nice. Well, it's you never know, because people will come up with different ways to choke people out, and that's definitely one way to do it. On there, those moves that you see that you wouldn't think of would work, you see in movies, but they do work on there. So I actually thought you were more no-gi versus gi. So yeah, I had the same impression too.
Yeah, I definitely love no-gi more. I think they both have their place. I do enjoy gi too.
Cool. So what would you say is like other than spider guard, what would you say is your go-to moves, submissions that you like to go to? I guess heel hooks is one of them.
Yeah, I really like heel hooks. I'm trying to kind of work away from them because it's definitely like my comfort area. Spider guard is where I'm at when I'm lazy, because I can use the other person's momentum to kind of buy time and kind of, hang out on the bottom. Besides those two, I really like omoplatas. It was something that I really struggled with when I first started out, so I had to work really hard to get good at them. you know, when you're going against bigger guys and there's not too many women, it's really hard to leverage your body to get that arm where you need it to be, and to get that shoulder where you need to be, when they can just kind of pick you up over their back. So
Yeah, completely understand the small person's game. Figure out what ways, but yeah, if you can find a way to control their head, their shoulder, especially in a bigger opponent, that's definitely something to look for as a smaller opponent when you're dealing with somebody bigger.
yeah.
On that. So omoplata works very well along with front headlocks, guillotines. Would you actually, I think there was a question back here, but your husband, what does your husband do for a living? Sorry.
Yeah, my husband works at the Veterans Hospital. He is also in the military. He's a combat medic in the military.
Nice. Well, thank you for service on all that, for sure, on that. So you spoke about, and I know there's anytime someone tunes in, they're always curious about your mindset in competing. So when you first competed to how you are now, and how has that transformed?
I don't think it has.
Okay.
Which is definitely one of the reasons why I want to start competing more. And one of the things that Darla talked to me personally about and talked to us about in our women's group was using it as a chance to practice different things, like practice what she calls like your sports arousal level. You know, where do you like to be to perform the best? Do you like to be super hyped up and excited? For me, I don't. Or do you need to be calmer? You know, what kind of music hypes you up? What kind of music calms you down? Like using competing as a test environment for yourself instead of testing yourself against opponents. I mean, everybody competes for different reasons. Some people are very competitive. I'm personally not. As far as my mindset for competing, I usually just try not to think about it, which is a horrible way to prepare. But if I think about competing, I just get like super anxious thinking about it.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, because everyone's, that's actually a good point, because everyone's emotions are different, and learning how to harness those emotions and figure out what's going to work best for you as an individual is definitely helpful on that. So Kane said, just started jiu-jitsu in February and got my first stripe. Congrats on your birthday.
Congrats, Kane.
Then lockdown happened. Oh, boy. And then, but I joined Zoom classes 8 times. Dang, girl, 8 times a week.
Oh my gosh.
That's
way more than me. Good job. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm inspired with everyone that has been here, hence why I tune in the wee hours. Well, appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's because of you all. Actually, I honestly, the reason why I keep doing this is because you all is, I call you guys like the sponsors, the supporters. Anyone, you sponsor us with love and support, encouragement. So that's the biggest thing. So I appreciate everyone who's actually been on, from Apoku to Kareen to you, Chelsea, Julie Hensley, if I'm from Vanessa to Christine Barlon, anyone who's jumped on. I appreciate every one of you. If I'm forgetting anyone, I apologize. I definitely need to do a bunch of shout outs later on and write down the list on that. So, so cool. So let's go ahead and kind of tell us about, do you have any hidden talents that we don't know about?
Hidden talents. I wouldn't say hidden, but my mom always used to say I was like a jack of all trades. I have a lot of interests. I'm not great at all of them, but I really like ethnomusicology, so I'm really fascinated with folk music from around the world. So I have a small collection of different instruments. I can't play them very well, but I can play them like well enough that you can tell what I'm playing.
Can you play one right now?
Probably not. I haven't played a lot of them in a very long time.
It's all good. No worries. Figure I asked. Okay, you're about to say something else.
Yeah, I just kind of like dabbling in all kinds of things. You know, I've tried soap making. I have just tried canning. I'm not 100% positive how to do it safely, so it's something I'm still kind of researching. is doing canning, and goats is definitely a brand new thing.
Nice.
Just anything. I love learning about anything.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what keeps you young and life interesting for sure. That's like the biggest healthy distraction, I think, in life. It gives you some sort of purpose too.
It does.
Because instead of, for me, being out in the country, I know, especially during quarantine times, people can get so caught up with being in front of the computer, social media, work, maybe just, being confined with one sport. I've been in multiple sports myself, whether it's basketball, tennis. But I used to, in my last talk, I used to worship basketball. And so because my life lessons of not doing that anymore, when I jumped into martial arts and jiu-jitsu, I took that a different mindset of not worshiping jiu-jitsu, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing for a lot of people, because that could be their, salvation for, to get them out of bad situations. But for me, from what I've learned is finding ways to diversify in life will be helpful as far as giving a little bit more freedom and not be stuck in a vicious cycle of a bind mindset. So I don't know your take on those things.
Yeah, I remember watching your video on that, and I actually really loved it. Like you said, I think that, for some people, like, I guess worshiping, for lack of a better word, is, really great if that's what they want to do, especially if we're competitors, or that's, what they're getting paid to do, or something that's the only thing that they are really driven to do and really passionate about. Personally, I like to diversify things a lot. For a while, I was worshiping jiu-jitsu. Like my gym has a 5:30 a.m. class, which is great. I love it. I'm not a morning person, but it's jiu-jitsu. I'll go to all of the classes if I can. But, sometimes you lose out on time with family, lose out on time with learning other things and trying new things and having different experiences outside of that. Like jiu-jitsu is always going to be there no matter what.
Yeah, for sure on that. And that's something when you brought up family, because I'm horrible about trying to give up my time. I'm selfish when it comes to family time, when trying to visit other families. Some of you might think I'm a family person, but I'm like one of those people that would go, I was like, oh, we're going to go to a family event, and 1 to 2 hours is just enough. Anything longer than that, it's like, God, I sometimes get irritated. But over the years, I learned to, as I start to, people, I know my mom's getting up there. She's almost 75 years old, and we're realizing life is getting to a shorter lifespan, where, me being 42. And so I'm understanding, we only have so much time on earth. And so I'm learning how to embrace it more as far as having more time. And now being stuck in quarantine, now you're like, oh, great. The time that we used to have before, now we take that for granted with our family. Yeah. So that's something that, quarantine is teaching me. So what are some of the things that quarantine is teaching you? Any silver linings that you're learning, life lessons?
I actually think it's been really great for the jiu-jitsu community, and a bunch of different communities as well too. I really like Facebook groups, so I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for different things, dogs, chickens, like goats. But so many people have been giving out so many great educational resources during quarantine, and people are really joining together in ways that I didn't think were possible, and I'm sure ways they didn't think were possible. Like, we all use social media so much for different things, but every day I see new ideas for ways to use it to help each other out.
Nice. We have Jazzy. We love all the questions everyone that's asking. We appreciate that. What keeps you motivated to train when you get in a slump or feel stuck?
I can't remember where I heard this, but I heard somewhere that it's not always about being motivated. Like, you're not always going to be motivated. I am 100% not a morning person. I don't really exist until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm never motivated to do anything. But I believe it's really about being disciplined and just making yourself do things when you don't feel like doing it, because that's when it's the hardest. And it's also when you appreciate it the most, when you're done making yourself do something.
Yeah. Jazzy, if you don't mind, what's your age? How old are you? Or should I say young? For me, and I might answer it back and forth. I'm 42. In my younger years, I used to be a perfectionist, someone who touted on hard work and discipline. But I don't know if anyone who's creeping up into their older 40s and plus, but what I'm realizing is that fades away for me. And so, awesome. Happy birthday, Jazzy. Jazzy, I would love to have love you on if you don't mind. I might have to message you. Just having a friendly chat. Love to have you on. So happy birthday in 2 weeks, early birthday. Welcome within the 40 club. So what I've learned, because I was a mental nutcase back in my younger years. I would pressure myself a lot, being, if I fail or if I'm not perfect, then I would just, I would shell up is the biggest thing, because I'd be a great practice player, but horrible at game executor, or, anyone that would compete in matches, whatever. But what has actually motivated me and kept me within my jiu-jitsu journey is, I got it from my Jeet Kune Do instructor, and I always refer back to him. And I appreciate, I go back to my roots of when I started martial arts. Sifu Joel Ledlow is my teacher. He's out in Canada right now. But even though I don't talk to him that much, he deals a lot with philosophy within his training, and so that's the reason why I kind of gravitate towards. And I love my coach also. But there's with Professor John Danaher, he deals with a lot of philosophies, and so I gravitate towards that. But one of the things he told me was, when we're doing a sparring drill where we're getting punched in the face, he was like, I was getting punched in the face, but I didn't want to get punched in the face, because I'm one of those people that hated failing. I did not want to fail. And so he changed my thinking about things whenever I was sparring, and I didn't want to reach out even more to get punched in the face, because the further you reach out, you're going to get hit. And so he said to me, it's like, well, if you're not failing, if you're not getting punched in the, if you're not failing, if you're not getting punched in the face, then you're not exploring, you're not discovering, you're not growing. And so for me, that was a mindset switch. And it's like, I never thought about that. So for me, anytime I go out and about in jiu-jitsu, whether it's being smothered or, people mounting me, taking my back and stuff, I changed the mindset of, it's all about exploring, discovering, and growing. Because if we don't go out, as whether, if we're not being tapped, or, if we're not having friendly spars and getting tapped or hitting, it was a friendly tap and, hit in the face and get used to that, then we're just consumed in our own bubble. We're not growing is what I saw it. So learning how to explore and discover is the biggest key in learning how to go out. And no matter what the outcome is just constantly learning how to discover and grow from there. So explore and discovery is the biggest thing. Personal exploration and discovery. Okay. So hopefully that kind of answers some of your questions on that. So that's my motivation, how I keep myself from being unstuck, is always trying to find ways to ask questions, for one thing, problem solve. Biggest thing is problem solve. And that's something that Professor John Danaher talks about, is learning how to problem solve through things on that. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble up on that.
Oh, no, it was great.
So what would you said, what would be like a pivotal moment in your life or trajectory that kind of shifted the way you're going within life right now?
Oh man, a pivotal moment. I don't know. So I kind of tend to stay in my own comfort zone a lot. I've worked for the same company for 10 years. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 10 years. Everything I've done for a really long time. So I find myself being more steady than having like pivotal turning points, I guess.
Yeah. You sound like me when I was in my 30s. So I totally understand. Yeah. There's definitely some we stay within our reach in ways, and then we find people that will help us nudge us in different directions. And so learning, and that's me learning as a person, and as I'm building a relationship, and as a teacher and a coach, is learning when to nudge people a little bit and when to kind of push them. And so there's that difference of teaching people. So cool. So what would you say, unless you all have any more questions, we're going to kind of close out a little bit. What would be like a positive mantra, message, or quote you would like to leave for others today?
Positive mantra, message, or quotes. Well, that's a hard one. I wasn't ready for that.
It can just be a message. You don't have to be a quote or anything that just pops up in your mind. And it could be something that you've already said and just review it again.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I guess, right now we're kind of in a time of fear. And I was listening to a podcast that was talking about that parable with the two wolves inside of you. One's like all things that are good and light and stuff, and then the other one that's like fear and anger and sadness. And they were talking about different people's like takes on that parable. And it kind of got redundant, but I kept listening to the podcast to see what other people had to say. And one person mentioned that, fear doesn't have to be a bad thing. You can use it to protect you and guide you. And even though with COVID going on, like everybody's afraid, I personally experience a lot of fear as far as competing in jiu-jitsu and a lot of things that I do in life. I'm naturally a very anxious person, but I believe that if you embrace your fear and learn to use it to guide you instead of control you, it can be a very useful tool. And that's something that's been kind of like guiding me through everything that's been going on lately.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Great message right there. So we're gonna dance out. And if you want to bring your goat in to dance out, we can do that too. or your doggy. Your doggy wants to dance out. Let's dance out with your farm animals.
Okay, my dog might dance.
So, can you hear this? See, you got a grappling partner and a dance partner.
Yeah.
Opoku goes dance with the Doberman. I love it. See, sometimes
you can borrow whatever you want, Opoku.
Hey, whatever gets us out of our comfort zone for sure. On there, animals helps for sure. Definitely. On that. All right. Well, thank you for the live chat. You're actually appreciate it. Thank you for your courage to be on.
Yeah, thank you so much too. I appreciate it. It was great.
I just love the impromptu wild animal tour that you gave us, because I know a lot of us are lacking some nature right now, so we appreciate that with the animals. We appreciate you, and you're wise beyond your years, so keep up the good work. Hopefully we can see you compete. Kareen, we might have to bring you back on. So Kareen, she said we need to have like just reunite the people that we had on live chat to do a dance off or a dance party. I'm like,
lose.
It's not about losing. It's about just having fun. So Kareen, we're going to have to get you on for sure. Jazzy, thank you so much. Yes, this was a fun one. Fun to watch. So I appreciate it. And then Chelsea, you're gonna have some friend requests, so just FYI on there. Opoku, and now Opoku, just FYI. Sometimes people think you're a creeper, but he's actually a friendly guy. Just FYI. People ask.
Opoku, as long as you're fine with like 20 cat pictures and chicken pictures, because that's all you're gonna get. That's fine. We can definitely be friends. Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, thank you so much. Hopefully, you guys sorry. So the parkour action that you guys saw yesterday of me jumping over, I don't know if, so I jumped over my goat. So I was nervous about doing that.
At least it was a fainting goat.
and afterwards, when I tried to do it, fortunately, I only did it a couple times because when I tried to do it the second time, she was like running after me. I was like, okay, I should have recorded that one too. But it was all good. But thank you all. Yes, Opoku is the best for sure. All right, so tomorrow I'm going to have one of my teammates. So tune in tomorrow. Kelvin Rayford. He's he's an MMA and Jiu-Jitsu fighter. So we'll definitely have one of my teammates on here. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone. Just let me know if you like to hear. Actually, I'm not sure what next week looks like. So if you have any suggestions, anyone you want to have me jump on, I need to contact your friend. You said Darlene. So I need to contact her.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to contact her. All right. So thank you, everyone. You all have a good day. I'll message you later, Chelsea. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.